Just saying it's my birthday on YouTube. Just saying. So if you do have 2 blocks, let's start with that first. Take the block, the first block, the long way, so the long way behind your back on the lowest side. You can do this also if you don't have 2 blocks, but you may have to, put your head with the support. The other block's going to go back where your head will go. Now take that first block, you can all do this, and turn it up once, and then turn it down a second time. So that when you come down, ideally, and if you have a second block or a pillow or something for your head, if your block's not very high, it might be okay to have your head on the floor. But we're going to start with the back. It's like fish pose on your back. So it goes right under your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades are not resting on the block. If, again, at any time this is just too extreme for your back, then get out of it. Just lay on your back. So here with your legs out in front of you, again, so if you have 2 blocks, one goes under your head, one goes under your back, or 1 block under your back and something else supporting your head, even just the floor for some of you. And then go ahead and just let your legs sway open and allow your palms to be open. So, very often at the end of class, we might end up in a pose like this. We're not in our biggest extreme of this back bend right now, or this heart opener. And we're just opening up through the middle upper back. And then, for those of you who can hear the music, it says, don't forget to breathe. And sometimes we have to be reminded. So don't forget to breathe. And as you breathe, start to notice where the expansions occur. Place your right hand on your heart, place your left hand on your abdomen, and then breathe against your hands. So try to fill up as fully and completely as you can. And don't forget to breathe. Breathe your fullest, deepest, sweetest breath each and every time. We're going to stay here just for about 3 more full breaths. That's an inhale and an exhale. As you empty the 3rd breath out, fully and completely empty out. So keep emptying till the belly button rests towards the back. Release your arms by your side. Go back into your regular breath pattern, just a normal breathing pattern for you. Don't worry if it's Ujjayi breath or it's just your own breath. Inhale, bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. Good. Push a little bit of weight into your right arm and right leg, and then take yourself over to the side. Remove any blocks or bolsters or anything you might have, and then come up to a comfortable seated position. Actually, let's go back into our hands and knees. My blocks are just not wanting to cooperate and moving with me. And if you have 2 blocks or 1 block, go ahead and bring your arms out in front of you and rest the arms on the block. You could do it on 1 block. Open your knees as wide as your hips, or as wide as your mat, I should say, and then let your head come down in between the arms. If the blocks are high and your head doesn't touch the floor, that's okay, and if you want to get rid of the blocks, get rid of the blocks. Stretch the chest towards the floor, breathing in slowly and out slowly and deeply and completely. Keeping your left arm on the block, slide your right arm underneath the left, turn the palm up to the sky, and take the back of your head towards the floor. So reach in opposition, left arm forward, right arm to the left, hips still sinking back to your heels. Inhale, coming back to the center, both arms out in front on the block on the floor. Inhale, take your left arm underneath, turn the palm upside down, take the back of your head towards the floor. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches to the right side. Hips press back towards your heels. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Keep your arms elevated if you can, or keep them out in front of you. Inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Bring the blocks underneath your hands. If you have one, then just put your hands on the floor. Knees underneath your hips. Pad your knees if you'd like. Tuck your toes, arch your back, dip your belly, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl. Press the top of the foot and shin down and bring your tailbone down towards your hamstrings. Inhale, arch your back, dip your belly, tuck your toes, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, round and curl, pull it in. Inhale, arch your back. Keep your toes tucked under and just kind of shift your hips from side to side. And make it like a semicircle so the hip rises up towards your left and right elbows. It's kind of a semicircle here. And then if you like that feeling, stick with it. If you want to make it more of a circle, and then release the toes and sit back. You go as deep or as shallow as you need. And reverse that. And then come back to the center. Bring your knees closer together. Sit on your heels or on a block and take the other block or one block behind your back. Again, if you don't have blocks, it doesn't matter. You can do this without them. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Good. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Follow it with your eye gaze all the way back and take your right hand on the block. And then adjust your shoulders to turn forward. Stretch your left arm up in the air. Turn your palm towards your face and just lift up. So we're not lifting our hips off our heels, of course, if you really want to, it's fine. Exhale, release the left arm, keep this twist. Bring your right arm back a little more to the left side, on the block or not. Inhale, come back to center, hands on top of your thighs, exhale. Inhale, bring your left arm up, turn the palm towards your face. Follow it along with your eye gaze all the way to the back of your mat on your block if you have it. And then drop your shoulders to face forward. Take your right arm up, lift up and back. Can you drop your ribs towards your hips a little bit so you're not arching in your lower back? Exhale, take your right arm outside your left thigh. Move your left arm a little bit more to the right side. Inhale, come back to center, take the block and bring it back to the top of your mat. Hands can be on the floor or blocks. Bring your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. Bring your knees a little bit further back. Tuck your toes, arch your back. And then come to neutral and lift your knees off the floor, downward facing dog. Heels towards the floor, biceps by your ears. Spread your arms, so turn your elbow creases slightly forward, firmly planting into all the fingers, particularly in the front, the thumb and the forefinger. You can bend your knees one at a time. And just take notice, take stock of what's going on in your body this morning. And when you're ready, find your way into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank, top of a push-up. Bend your knees, push back to your heels, child's pose. Inhale, come back to your hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, lower your knees, sit on your heels, child's pose. Inhale back to your hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, lower your knees, take child's pose for a breath. And when you come back from child's pose, bring your right foot in between your hands, hands on the floor blocks. Pull your right hip back. So your right knee is, your left hip back. Your right knee is over your ankles, your left knee is behind your hip. Shoulders are back, collarbones broaden. Breathe. Good. Keep your left hand down. Take your right arm out in front of you, thumb up to the sky. Inhale, lift it up, circle it around, and reach it to the back of the room. So just keep your shoulder open. Now press firmly into your right heel. Bring yourself up like a water wheel. And then bring the right hand down, maybe on your thigh, left thigh or shin, and turn your left arm back like we just did sitting a moment ago. Push your left hip forward. Open your heart, your chest, your shoulders. Take another breath. Beautiful exhale. Bring your hands both to the floor. Stretch your front leg straight. Toes up or down. Adjust the space, whatever you need to do. Bring your right hip back, left hip forward. Say hello to your hamstrings. They've been asleep for a couple hours, so wake them up. Well, not everybody. Inhale, rebend your knee. Place your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up, keep the hip low. And find your downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale, knees down, child's pose. Inhale, come back to your hands and knees. Left foot comes in between your two hands or blocks. There goes my earpiece is coming out. And then just press forward. So the right knee is behind you. Left knee is over the ankle. Shoulders pull back, collarbones broaden. Good. Sink your hips low. Breathe. Good. Now take your right hand, keep it on the floor. Left hand comes forward, thumb up. Good. Now follow it up and back to the back of the room. Rise up onto your right shin. Reach the right arm forward, left arm back. Left arm comes down on your right thigh or hamstring. Your shin, some of you will take it back and down to the floor as the right arm flips back. And then push your hips forward for a nice opening in the front side of the body. And breathe, just be patient. Right, one more breath. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor blocks and straighten your left leg. Toes up or down. I leave it to you. Inhale and exhale. And just settle into it. Don't force it. Let the breath guide you into it deeper. One more breath. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Plant your hands on the floor blocks. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the knee up. Keep the hip low. And step into downward dog. Hips up in the air. Inhale to high plank. This time choose to lower your knees or keep your legs straight as you bend your elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful, everybody. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, float your right leg high in the sky. Exhale, open the hip, bend the knee. Keep your shoulders level. So you can bend and straighten. You can roll through the ankle, the hip, the knee. And then let's turn it down again so the hips are square. Right toes point towards the floor. Hips are level. Chest to your thighs. Inhale, bring your right knee to your chest. Round curl the spine, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Always the option to bring your knees to the floor, hands on blocks. Lift your chest. Right knee is over the ankle, left heel is over the toes. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Let's keep the left hand on the floor block, right hand to your hip. Rotate and turn your right torso, or your torso to the right. Hug your hips into the center. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart that you're not like on a tightrope. Good. Now float your left hand off the floor, hinge it forward, and then bring yourselves up. Take your right hand down your back thigh and lift up and open. Hug your hips to center. Find a steady place to focus your gaze on. Cats work well. Good. Empty the breath, hands to the floor blocks. Straighten your front leg. You can shoot your back leg in a little bit if you need to. Square the hips again and fold over your right shin. Inhale, look forward. Rebend your front knee. Hands on the floor blocks. Three-legged dog again, right leg up. Open the hip. Let it go. And then plant your feet on the floor, downward facing dog. Stay in the dog or take a shift into plank, chaturanga, upward and downward facing dogs. So you always have the option to do more or less. Downward dog. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your left leg up, open the hip, bend the knee. Do what you need to do here. Explore. Keep your shoulders level. And then turn yourself centered. Extend your left leg and turn the hips down, toes down to the floor so the hips are level. Inhale, bring your left knee to your chest. Come forward, round curl your spine. Look forward, step your left foot through, hands to the floor blocks. Inhale and exhale. Good, keep your right hand on the floor. Open your left arm to the left side. And then lift your torso, hover your fingers, bring your right hand forward, and then bring yourself up to a water wheel. Let the left arm come down the back side of the body. You know, wherever it goes, it goes. Breathe. Keep pressing your right hip forward. One more breath. Strong in the back leg. Exhale. Hands to the floor blocks. Straighten your front leg. Adjust the back leg as much as you need to. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. Fold. Inhale, look forward, bend your knee, three-legged dog, left leg in the air. Downward facing dog. Stay or flow. Your choice always. Upward and downward facing dogs. Feet are together at the back of the mat. Bring your right leg in the air. Open the hip and the knee. Exhale, square it off, toes down. Inhale, right knee to chest, round curl, look forward. Step your right leg forward. Come onto your fingertips or your blocks. Inhale, float your arms overhead, crescent lunge. Good. Bend the back knee a little bit, drop the hips down. And then keep your hips low, but straighten the back leg. Good. Inhale. Exhale, open your arms to a T. Inhale, just turn your back foot on its side and turn your torso to the left side. Thumbs are up to the sky, right knee is bent. Now inhale, open the arms and legs, straighten the legs. Exhale, arms out, now you can bring the palms any which way you like. Keep going, arms come up, inhale, leg straightens. Tie your hair back. Exhale, warrior two. Knee in line with hip. Knee in line with second, third toes. Left arm back, right arm forward. Breathe. Inhale. Sink a little bit lower. Exhale. Back leg is firm. Pressing into the pinky side of the foot, giving a little lift into the inner arch of the left foot. Left arm down, flip your right arm up, and lean back. Now put your left hand on your hip and guide it forward a little bit so you come out of your pelvis a little bit more. Take your left arm and bind it behind your back. Some of you will grab the inside of your right thigh. Keep lifting up and over towards the back of the room. Good. Inhale from here, straighten your leg. Exhale, arms out. Adjust your back foot as needed. Hinge forward. Right hand on the inside, outside, foot, shin, or block. Stack your shoulders. Draw your tailbone beneath you. Beautiful. So we all have the shape of our triangles, and then within this one triangle pose, there's 5 or 6 in our own body. Imagine that your backside of your body is against a wall. Lift your knees up. Big, strong legs, big toe presses. Look down at your right foot. Good. Inhale, reverse this again. Left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, release your hands. Bend your front knee. Spin your back foot forward. Good. Now step in a little closer and straighten both legs. Fold over in pyramid. Right leg back, left leg forward, fold over your right shin. Remember, we're not on a tightrope, so our balance is a little, it's challenged anyway, but a little less than if we were on a tightrope. Take your hands or your blocks out in front of you. Keep the arms long and pull the right hip back a little further. Might give you a little bit more space to grow in. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, rebend your right knee, step your left foot back, plant your hands, 3-legged dog, open up your right hip. Now, in this 3-legged dog, keep the knee bent for now. Look over your left shoulder. If it's in your practice to flip your dog, but keep your left leg straight and come into that dancer's bridge or wild thing. Lift your heart up. Good. Lift the left side of your body up. Listen carefully. Exhale, right arm to the sky. Right foot on top of left foot, side plank. Tricky, tricky, or lower your left knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the left side of your torso up and in. That's it. One more breath, everybody. Exhale, find your plank, and make your way to downward dog. That means you can take push-ups, 1, 2, or 10, or none at all, and meet downward dog. Bring your feet to touch back of the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg high, open your left hip, bend it a couple times. Good. Turn your hips square. Left knee to chest, look forward, step forward. Hands on the floor blocks. Situate yourself, left knee over the ankle, right leg is back, strong and firm. Hover your fingertips and then rise up to standing. Crescent lunge. Breathe in, sink your hips, bend your back knee. And keep your hips low, but straighten the back leg. Inhale. Exhale, open your arms to a T. Good. Inhale, thumbs are up to the sky. We're gonna pivot on the back foot. And we're gonna find warrior 2 facing the right side of your mat. Your right pinky toe is pressing down, so the inner arch of the right foot lifts up. But we're not rolling onto the pinky side, right? We're just keeping it firm. Inhale, arms and legs straighten. Exhale, warrior 2, looking towards your left hand, palms down. Inhale, straighten the arms and legs. Excuse me. Exhale, rebend. One more time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. And stay for a moment in warrior 2. Adjust it so your shoulders are in line with each other or the fingertips in the same line. Bend your left knee. Try to think about even here, pushing your right hip towards your left knee a little bit more. Inhale, right hand down, flip your left palm, stretch back. Now, place your right hand on your hip, and it'll be a little bit more apparent how you can bring your torso up a little higher. Now take your right arm and bind it behind your back, or just hold on to the inside of your thigh. Good. From here, just straighten your front leg. Bring your arms out shoulder height. Adjust your back foot if needed. Move your hips to the right. Move your torso to the left. Go out as far as you can go. And then place your hand on the floor, shin block in front or behind you. Once you get the shape, rotate your torso so the shoulders are stacked and you've got space underneath your left side body. Inhale and exhale. Good. Find the space, find the energy, find the strength. Look down at your left toes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up to reverse the warrior again, the triangle. Move your right hip towards your left thigh. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Bend the knee, place the hands on the floor, block, spin your back foot back. Good. Inhale, left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Open your hip. Now I want you to keep your right leg straight if you're gonna flip your dog. Follow your left foot over to the right side and a little graceful, more than I was. So lift your heart up and then turn this into side plank Vashisthasana. Left arm in the air, right knee can be on the floor, legs can be stacked, staggered, lifted. You can even keep your foot on the floor like we did a few moments ago. Take a breath, hands on the floor, plank, shift through plank, push up, or just go right to downward dog. And that's where we'll meet. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your feet back together. Inhale, lift the right leg in the air, open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, turn it square, knee to chest, round curl. Step it through. Take your back foot and turn it on its side. Open your right foot a little bit more to the right side so we're a little bit wider even than our heel to heel or heel to instep. Good. Bring your arms by your side. Turn your shoulders forward. Press through both legs and rise up. Warrior one, arms up overhead. So just check out your back leg. Again, that pinky toe side is down. Inner foot lifts up. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down behind you, interlace your fingers. Palms together, knuckles down. Now, just turn your torso a little bit towards that open space, towards the left corner of your mat. Inhale. And then fold in that space. So you're not leaning on your thigh. Arms come up overhead. Hug your right hip in. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, pull yourself back up. Turn forward, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer as you spin your back foot forward. Inhale, hinge forward, lengthen your torso. Keep the length. Rotate, left arm outside, right thigh. Hands to your heart. Finding space, belly off thigh, back leg strong. Inhale, lower your left knee to the floor. Release the top of the foot. Find a little deeper space for the twist. Inhale, open the arms to a T, but on its side. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up. See the difference from a while back when we did it. More space, hopefully, possibly. Exhale, hands down, turn forward, straighten your front leg, and fold. Take this into as big a split as you want, so some of you might want to shift your leg out in front of you while the other leg goes back. Hands on blocks. If you have closer space, your block can be under your sitting bone or under your hamstring, or you can stay in your half split because it's a big enough challenge. Just check out your back foot a little bit, breathe in, breathe out. Pull your shoulders back and down. So being supported by the blocks is one of the best ways to do this, especially if you're lack of flexibility like myself. If you're in anything, a version of a split, slowly bring yourself back into your low lunge and just sink the hips. Plant your hands to the floor, tuck your left toes underneath you. Three-legged dog, open the hip out. And then take your foot to the floor, downward dog. Stay, or just wipe the slate clear with a little bit of a push-up variation, Vinyasa. Down dog. Feet together. Inhale, float your left leg in the air, open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring it all the way through, step it on through. Good, now take your back foot and turn it on its side and open your left hip a little bit wider than you typically, my typical now is wider, but for most of us, we've been taught to be heel to heel, heel to instep, so go a little wider. And then bring your arms by your side, belly off your thighs, shoulders and hips level. Inhale, start to come up, warrior one. And make whatever adjustments you need to make here. So the shoulders, the torso turn forward. The back hip is turned slightly forward, the front hip is forward. Back toes are on the floor, all the way down to the pinky toe. Warrior one. Inhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, the other finger on top. Knuckles down, chest up. Now turn your torso towards the right upper corner of your mat, so you're coming not directly on your thigh. And then hinge forward, bring the arms up, head down. Hug your hips in towards midline. Now I'm not going down too far. I have a little bit of a stopping point for me today. You go as deep as you can. So make this not about putting all your body weight onto your left thigh, but it's kind of you're hovering in space. One more breath. Inhale, pull yourself up, turn your torso forward, bring the arms up overhead. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, turn your back hip forward. Hinge forward, keep the length in the spine, and then rotate right arm outside left thigh. Prayer twist. Hug your hips to the center. Find more and more space with every breath. Lift your belly, lift your chest away from your thighs. Use your arm against your leg to give you that leverage. Keep that action as you lower the back knee to the floor. Release the back toes. Twist to the left side. Inhale, come up, open up your arms like that water wheel. Left arm down, right arm up. Push your left hip forward, right hip, excuse me. And lift up and over. Inhale, come back up. Hands on the floor. Straighten your front leg. I feel like I lost a pyramid somewhere. So it's okay, we're in our hamstrings here. If you want more of a hamstring stretch, or if you get into your deeper splits, come here. Straighten the legs. Again, you can be supported if you're really close to the floor. Bring your sitting bones on a block or your hamstring, or just two hands on the blocks are sufficient. And just breathe. Close your eyes. Don't worry about what you look like. Notice how you feel. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Good. Slowly making your way out of whatever split variation you might be in. Tuck your back toes underneath you. And because I feel like I left a pyramid out, let's step a little closer and fold over your left leg. Square your hips. And then walk your hands out in front of you. If they're on blocks, keep them on the blocks. And fold. Breathe in. It may take a while, but sometimes I remember, and I'll get you there. So for this one, take another breath. Inhale, look forward. Bring your feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor or the blocks or the shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, bring your hands to your hips and rise up to stand. Good, release your arms down. Breathe in, empty the breath out. Bring your right heel off the floor. Bend your right knee, heel behind you. Open up your arms and chest. See if you can hold on with one or two hands. If you have a strap, you can use a strap. Knees are together to start. And then see if you want to kick back a little further. Open up your chest, your shoulders, and your hip. Don't open your hip to the side, but open the front of your hip by kicking back. Yeah, kicking the foot into the hand, breathe in. Go as high or as low as you need to. And then slowly release. Breathe in. Straighten your right leg, left heel lifts. Bend your left knee, kick it behind you. Hug your right hip in. Open up your shoulders and chest. And then see if you can grab the foot with one or two hands. Sometimes you could get to it one time. And then begin to fold forward and kick back. And if you fall out of it, come back when you can. Take your time coming out of it, not like me today. I guess it's because I'm really old. And bring your feet down. That could be my whole excuse now. Separate your feet wider. Fold in between your two legs. Take your peace finger grip. Lengthen your spine. Empty the breath, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release your hands. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, step, step, high plank, pause. Shift forward. Bend your elbows on the exhaling breath. Shoulders in line with elbows. And then push off into your beautiful heart opening. Back bending. And then into downward dog. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, lift your right leg in the air as you inhale, open the hip and the knee. And then bring your right knee into the center, come to plank. Bring your right knee to your right wrist. And then set yourself up for pigeon, but don't go anywhere. Take your block and place it under your sitting bones. So if pigeon doesn't work for you, go on your back. You'll just not be doing, all the parts of this. You'll just be in your pigeon. Good. So lift your chest up. Bring your left hip forward. And then you can place your hands on your thighs, or you can still keep your hands on the floor. And some of you will bring your arms all the way up here. So more of an upright pigeon. Yep, any variations. Keep lifting up. Now, good. Bring your right hand on your right thigh for a moment. Bring your left arm behind you. You can just reach for the back foot, or maybe grab a hold of the back foot. And some of you have other variations you can do, bringing the arm back up, hooking in the elbow. I know I could do one side better than the other. Nice, Michelle. Good. Breathe. Lift your chest. And just stretch the front left hip flexor, arching the upper mid-back, and stretching your hams, your quads. One more breath. If you're holding on, let go slowly. Turn your torso forward. And then if you're on a block, you can stay there or take it out and begin to take yourself forward into your pigeon. So upright pigeon into a full pigeon. And relax into this. Slow down your breath. Slow down your thoughts. Begin to take yourself out of this. Come back to your hands on the floor. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Oh, you're still there, Lori. I couldn't tell. Lift your right leg up in the air. I thought you went chasing your cats. And then just bring your feet on the floor and choose to stay here or take Vinyasa. coming into your flow, push-ups or non-extras, and meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Float your left leg in the air, open up the hip and the knee. Keep the knee bent as you bring yourself forward to plank. Bring the knee to the left wrist, and then bring the foot onto the floor. Take your block underneath your sitting bones. Again, if you don't have a block, you have, we all on the screen have blocks today, but if you don't have a block at home, blankets, books, or buy. Blankets, books, or buy. All right, lift up. Good, bring your hands on top of your thigh, keep yourself upright. Working at keeping the right hip forward. And then if this works for you, bring your arms overhead. So a lot more accessible for many of us sitting on the block, myself included. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale, bring your left hand to your left thigh. Bring your right arm behind you. Reach and twist. And then choose if you want to bend your right leg, grab a hold of it. And perhaps take your left arm. And some of you, again, will hook your arm in your elbow creases. I think those days for me are gone. But it happens. I'm happy I can get on my mat. Take another breath. If you're holding on, release slowly. Turn yourself forward. Take the block out. And begin to come into your pigeon pose. You don't have to take the block out. And fold. Let go. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Inhale, bring your hands back to the floor, lift your chest, lower your hips, and just swing your legs around this time. Stretch out your legs in front of you. Shake it out. Good. So, for a moment, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, and reach and grab a hold of your toes, your shins, your calves, whatever you got. Blocks if you're flexible, wrists if you have. Bye, Lauren. Thank you. Have a great day. Breathe. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Good. Reach and reach and reach. Good. Inhale, lift yourself up. Sit up nice and tall. And now, let's go back to where we started. I'm just going to turn myself on my mat a little bit. Starting with the block at your back. If you have the second block, put it behind you. Good. So it's flat against your back on the lowest side. Lift it up once, and then bring it back down onto the lowest side, and then come back onto your forearms. Now, if now you want to take a little bit more, we've spent a little time opening. You can take your block a little higher on the bottom block, the one behind your back, if that feels good to you. If not, let's just stay here for another 3 to 5 breaths. And just feel that openness back into your chest. And this time, if you'd like, bring your feet on the floor and open your knees wide. And if you need any support under there, you can take it. Just breathe into your open hearts. Keeping our hearts open and accessible during this holiday season when we're being pulled in so many directions. So be open and giving and listen and be aware, but take care of yourself first and foremost. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath all together. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath again. Inhale. And exhale. If your feet are apart, bring the knees together. And gently, once again, roll to one side. Come off your block and bring yourself up. Come back to a seated position for a moment. Actually, yeah, cross-legged for now. And place your hands on top of your thighs, lift your chest. Bring your chin to your chest and roll backwards like a cat. Inhale, come up. Do a spinal twist, left hand on the right thigh. Right hand to the left thigh, just twist. Inhale, find your way back to center. We're just going to uncross the legs and shake them out for now. Bring your legs behind you. Sit up on one block. If you only have one block, that's fine. If you have a second block, bring it behind you, about an arm's length away. Good. So similar to what we did earlier, but our bodies are perhaps a little bit more spacious. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. Take the right hand to the block behind you or on the floor. Bring your left arm up, turn your palm back, and now lift your hips up off the floor. So it's a variation of a camel. Still working at getting your shoulders and torso a little bit more forward. So you might have to adjust the back block or the hand. Exhale, come down. Hands on your thighs, sit up tall, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, float your left arm up, follow it around to the back. Hand on the block or floor. Inhale, bring your right arm up, turn the palm back. Lift your hips up, off the block. And then, the torso wants to turn more to the left because it's supported on the left side. See if you can keep your torso and hips as forward as you can. Inhale, come back down. Exhale, hands on your thighs. Take a moment. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands together on the block. Fingers whatever direction works for your shoulders. Inhale, lift your hips up. Modified camel. Maybe the head will drop back, push the hips forward, open the shoulders, chest, squeeze the other block between your legs, so between your heels, ankles, got a little action there. And then release your hips, hands on top of your thighs. And let's just take it forward. Stretch out the lower back on your heels. You can remove the block or not. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. Good. Exhale, shift your weight off to one side, move your blocks. And then come to have a seat on the floor again with your legs extended out in front of you. Lift up the flesh and rock and roll till you are seated right in front of your sitting bones. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Inhale. Good. Today, cross your arms over each other. I'll turn to the side a little bit. Exhale, chin to chest, round your spine, pull back. Go down slowly, lower, middle, upper back. Let your head come down to the floor, bring your knees into your chest. Cross right leg over left leg. Once or twice, open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall to the left. Twist, spinal twist. Uncross your legs, come back to center, hug your knees to your chest. Hold on to your shins, ankles, round your back. And give yourself a little rock and roll coming up to sitting. Extend your legs out in front of you. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, cross left over right, or if you did the other side, inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, pull the belly in. Since I didn't really guide you into which arm, start to roll down, slowly, 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 so you don't have your arms helping you here, all the way down. Bring your legs in, left leg over right once or twice. Open your arms to a T, shift your hips left, and move your knees to the right. Twist. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees back to your chest. Round and curl, stay here. And just stretch your legs out on the floor in front of you. Open your eyes just slightly, gazing down. So we'll just take one more back bend. Bend your knees. So I'm going to take you can take it right into it. Take a block if you'd like to be more restorative on any height. Or bring your feet down, or pull your pelvis up, or tilt your pelvis, and lift your hips up in the air. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. You can stay there, you can stay supported, or since we're doing one more and we are kind of ready, hands by your shoulders, crown of the head to the floor, and then lift into your heart-opening, big Chakrasana wheel pose, or Urdhva Dhanurasana. You call it what you will, it's a back bend. Take a few more breaths in this pose before making your way out of it. As you come down from the back bend, release your upper mid, lower back, and then bring your knees into your chest. Hug them nice and close. Holly. Let's do a happy baby pose, or a happy doggy pose. Bring your knees together. Big tight squeeze of everything close to you. Exhale, release your legs, release your arms. Stretch the arms overhead, reach in two directions from your middle body. Everything works away from the belly button. And then release your arms. Hi, Karen. Just in time for Shavasana, you and Daisy. I'll send you the video. So hug your knees back into, stretch your arms away from you. And lay yourself on your back. Let your legs extend out, let your arms extend out. Take a breath and scan your body, top to bottom, inside out. Ah, Daisy, that's so sweet. And allow your body to completely surrender into this final pose in your yoga practice. Thought to be one of the harder poses to do because there's nothing to do. And let your body completely surrender into the earth, be supported by the earth energy. opportunity to stay longer in your Shavasana, stay there. Just turn off the sound. And then begin to make your way, quietly deepening your breath, moving your fingers, wrists, ankles, toes. And lovingly draw your knees to your chest. Take yourself onto one side. And then help yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Just go inward and give thanks to yourself for showing up and doing the work. And I will give thanks to each and every one of you for being there. Being with me, allowing me to share and guide with you, supporting this venture that we are on together. Maybe it's an adventure. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace, everybody. Have a wonderful day, week, holiday, till I see you again. If you're at home, stay fit, stay healthy. Get best.